Hey, it's Mark Podolsky at Land Geek with your favorite niche real estate website, www.thelandgeek.com. And on this week's roundtable, we've got almost all the usual suspects, minus Scott Bossman. We've got Breathe in the Mailing, Breathe out the Marketing, the Zen Master, Mike Zaino. Mike, how are you?
Feeling elated.
Elated. Great. Good to see you. We've got the technician, Erik Peterson. Erik, how are you?
I'm good.
It's good to see you.
Good to be here.
I'm happy you're here. We got the most feared woman in the country, the terrorist hunter, Mimi Schmitt. Mimi, how are you?
I'm great. Glad to be here. How are you?
Great. Good to see you. I love it when you call me Big Papa. Tate Litchfield. Tate, how are you doing?
Good. Very excited to be on today's call.
Good to see you. And then, of course, you know him. You love him. The brain, the professor, your flight school Sherpa. Scott Todd with scotttodd.net, landmoto.com, learn anything about anything, investorninjas.com. Scott Todd, how are you?
Great, man. I'm trying to imagine Mike Zaino like shaved with a shaved cut.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to the shaved cut in a second. But I think today's roundtable discussion is going to be interesting. So I'm talking to Andrew Mino, and he's asking me about LinkedIn as being a viable marketing option for land. And I thought, oh, that's an interesting topic. Let's talk about it on the roundtable. So let's just start with the Zen Master. Have you ever used LinkedIn for marketing purposes? Or have you ever thought about LinkedIn? Like, what are your views on LinkedIn? Let's just talk about it.
I feel like the new Erik Peterson. I'm always the first one now. So LinkedIn, listen, I have never advertised land on that. I do have an account. I don't use it that much. But last year I had someone contact me, and their job, their business is to sort of elevate your LinkedIn account. And I had a pretty long discussion. I think he was out of Australia or something. And it was really interesting to me. So I sort of put it as a to-do item, and I revisited it recently. And I am looking to build up my LinkedIn page. I think it's an incredible platform. As far as selling land, I don't know. I guess I don't know much about it, but I thought it was sort of like not, is the word spammy? Not selling land is spammy, but isn't it more like professional sort of relations? I don't know. Do people sell on there, Mark?
Well, that's the question. So LinkedIn, to me, from my perspective, so let's just look at the three big social media. Twitter, right? Let's just call Twitter what it is, a cesspool. You want to just go in there and argue with people, you go to Twitter, okay? Facebook is really our marketing platform for social media. You've got people our age on there. They have disposable income. You can target. You're at the groups.
Right.
You've got the marketplace. It's a really easy fit on Facebook. And you've got Mimi's whole strategy. And then you've got LinkedIn, which is I have a JOB. And maybe I don't like my JOB. Here's a way to network to get another job, is my thought about LinkedIn. But I could be wrong. It could be that LinkedIn has other things to offer.
Well, that sort of makes sense, Mark. It's like, I feel like you got to meet people with what they're looking for when they join those platforms. So if you come at them with something that's sort of not what they would got on that platform, could you be like socially shunned on LinkedIn? Like, who's this guy coming in here with all this stuff that belongs on Facebook? I don't know. It's a good question.
You could just get ignored for sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't know about being shunned, but it's not like Facebook or, the young kids. Like my kids are on Instagram all the time. Like I don't think our niche clientele is looking to buy land on Instagram. Now I could be wrong. That could be a whole other roundtable topic. But I'd love to know, Mimi Schmitt, what your thoughts are on LinkedIn.
So if you go on LinkedIn now, and it wasn't like this a couple of years ago, there are advertisements and people do promote articles and trends. And so I don't think you could do our standard land ad the way we do it, but I think you could do an article about the investment value in land and how land is a hot commodity, those type of advertisements, and then have your website in there, right?
Okay.
So they could go take a look. So I think that you would just have to switch up the way you do the ads. So it's more of those savvy investors, those savvy educated folks. Yeah, I think
Okay.
that they'd be interested.
So for you, so just to clarify, you think if you write a good article, you talk about the benefits of owning land, you link back to your website, it could be a list building platform, not a I'm going to sell land directly on LinkedIn platform.
Yep.
And you could also, you would know there's disposable income on LinkedIn. These
Right.
people could afford it. They've got jobs,
Right.
hypothetically, I would think,
Right.
or they're looking for jobs. Tate Litchfield, what about you?
What's LinkedIn?
Okay, so you've never really had a job, but if you had a job, it's somewhere you would look at.
I am completely,
I'll send you a link. It's spelled very interesting.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just sounds, I thought it was like a social media platform for like old people. I don't know. Like, I think I have a LinkedIn, but I don't know why I'd want to take on the responsibility of learning how to market on a new platform when the ones I'm using are working so well. Like, that's my 2 cents on it.
So you're saying Pareto principle. If
Yeah.
20% of my efforts are getting me 80% of my sales on Facebook or Craigslist, why would I even consider
Right. I
spending
mean,
any LinkedIn?
I got 3 land moto ads in the last 24 hours. So, I mean, LinkedIn, can you compete with that? I don't know. Maybe somebody's going to go out there, probably Mimi or, Mike, and they're going to have great success. I'm going to jump on their, coattails. But for now, I'm sticking to what's working and what's selling land. I'm out.
Right. And it's also the mindset, because the mindset when they're going on LinkedIn, I would think they're going because they want to network with other people. So when it is time for them to jump jobs, they've got this big network that's going to make it easier for them. That I think is what they're looking for, or they want to read articles about, how Scott Todd built the IT department at his Fortune 50 company. And here's how he did it step by step.
Like
and
it.
here's an influencer. Scott didn't even flinch when I did that. He's probably not even listening. Anyways, Erik Peterson, what are your thoughts?
Well, let me start by saying I can't remember the last time I've been on LinkedIn prior to this topic coming up, and then I pulled up LinkedIn again. So I think, my impression was kind of along the lines of what Mimi said. It's my perception has been more kind of like a content marketing type style to LinkedIn, as opposed to, the maybe informal ads that we might place on Facebook. And I think, to me, certainly not as a main marketing platform. I think, your Facebooks, Landmodo, Craigslist, places like that are where the majority of our audience resides. But there might be some additional reach in a, let's call it a tertiary platform like LinkedIn in this case. Maybe there are some people you can reach that you won't reach in those other areas, but I think that it's a completely different strategy and kind of style of marketing than we teach for those other platforms. So, it would be experimenting on that platform and trying to figure out the way to reach those audiences, because as we've already heard, I think in general, people are on LinkedIn to network, to, because they're going to switch jobs soon, or they're trying to build their credibility because they want to switch jobs in the future. So I think they're less interested in things being sold to them if it doesn't apply to their job, I guess. That's my thought.
And there are LinkedIn real estate groups as well. But again, I'm not sure about the mindset of the people going on that site. I agree with you. But just to be direct, would you spend any time marketing on LinkedIn, even in the vein of Mimi, just to build your list?
I'm not going to spend any time on LinkedIn at this point in time. I kind of agree with Tate. Like, I'm getting plenty of leads from the other platforms that we market on that, I don't need to necessarily go find another platform right now. But I won't completely discount it and say I would never look at it. Things change.
Yeah, okay. I like it. You're flexible like a yogi. It's good.
All right.
Scott Todd, I'm sure you have some opinions about this.
Well, I would just say that I wouldn't discount it. I don't do it. I wouldn't discount it. Like I think that it's you got to understand something. Like this is a market, right? Like the land buying market is a market. So is it are you going to have success there? I don't know. Maybe. I think that if I were just beginning, I wouldn't put any effort into that. I would follow where other people are. And then what would happen is I would kind of watch the market. Maybe I run a couple tests over there or something, but like I wouldn't necessarily try to go all in on that. Maybe I make a little bet over there and see what happens. And, if it works, great. If it doesn't work, no big deal. But in the beginning, when you're starting out, it's easy to try to like think I'm gonna solve this problem over here. And then what happens is you forget about the recipe, right? You forget about what you learned to get you to where you need to go. And the way that I would do it is the old saying, Tony Robbins saying, that says success leaves clues. Well, if there was success over on LinkedIn, well, then we would all be talking about it. But again, I'm not saying that it's not there. I'm just saying that maybe other people are having success there, but I'm not seeing it. And so I would just kind of sit back and wait a little bit before I ran over there and exhausted any type of resources. And I think that that's one of the mistakes that people make is when they get going, they think, okay, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to corner this part of the market. Well, I hate to tell you, you're not going to corner any part of the market, okay? Because the minute there's success somewhere, you will see the success. It will be there and other people will follow because everybody will be talking about LinkedIn, but no one's talking about it. I mean, guess what? They're not talking about Snapchat either. You might want to think about going over to Snapchat and maybe running that there. I'm kidding when I say that, but like that would be the equivalent, right? No one's talking about Snapchat because there's just nothing there yet. And I'm not saying it won't be there. It's just not there today.
Do you feel like we have a responsibility to the community to test it and then report back?
Well, I think what happens is, I mean, I don't know that we have a responsibility to the community. I think that what happens is you start. So here's the deal, Mark. And I and kind of the more advanced land people, you start to build this profile, this avatar of what that person looks like who's buying land. And I can tell you that when I've dialed in the avatar of the person's buying land for me, and look, for you, it might be different. The people that are buying my land, well, they may have a LinkedIn account, but that's not where they're hanging out. The people that I'm selling my land to that fits a certain avatar, they're not on LinkedIn. They're on a different platform. So your avatar might be different, but the reality is that the people that we sell our land to, they are kind of a niche group. It's the same people that I market to for Land Moto. I'm not necessarily going to find them on LinkedIn. I'm not saying they won't have an account there, but they're not living there, right? Like they might go there, or LinkedIn might be trying to get them there because to build the numbers, but they're not hanging out on LinkedIn. And I think that LinkedIn caters to a more, and I could be wrong, but I think LinkedIn caters to a more, management style of person, someone that's more career oriented. And the people that I tend to market to, or the people that tend to buy from me, aren't there. That's not who my typical profile isn't that type of a person.
Yeah. And just to, sort of, give credence to what you're saying. When we get a customer in Frontier Properties, that customer, when they reach out to us, they want to friend us or they want to like us, it's always Facebook. It's never been LinkedIn. I don't think I've ever had a land buying customer give me a friend request on LinkedIn. So that really kind of hammers home the point. Tate, have you ever gotten a friend request? I mean, well, not Tate. Eric,
No,
have you
don't
ever
ask
gotten,
me.
like, you know, you've gone on LinkedIn. Eric, you ever gotten a friend request?
I may have got one, but I'm not even sure about that.
Do your land buyers like friend you though on Facebook?
Yes, they like my business page. Sometimes they friend me.
All right. Mike, what about you?
No, just other land investors on LinkedIn. So no, I think that's a really good point that he made, you know. But you know, look, a few years ago, people were saying Facebook land investing, like, but then exactly what Scott said started happening, and guess what? We all found out right quick, and they didn't corner it. They filled us in that it was working. So I think that's a really good point.
Yeah. Mimi, how about you?
I get friend requests on Facebook and for my business page, like Eric was saying, but never on LinkedIn.
Never on LinkedIn. So the consensus is we're open to LinkedIn being a viable platform, but currently there's no logical reason to spend any time, energy, money on LinkedIn unless you just want to build your list there and experiment with it. But if you're a newbie, LinkedIn is not a place to even go. Are we all agreed? Tate's straight shaking his head. Agreed. Scott's shaking his head. Eric's shaking his head. Mike is just reading some kind of
I'm
martial
thinking
arts
no,
cone. Mimi shaking her head.
Mark, I was thinking that it's no different than when someone's new and they say, geez, how about that website? Should I get my website up and running? Or should I do this or that? And we always say, what? No, dial into the fundamentals, mailing and marketing. And I think this sort of, it's in the same vein, right?
Right.
Just stick with what works and focus on that, because it is possible to divert yourself in a way that would not be helpful.
Yeah, yeah. And then if you just wanted to just see how a land investor works, it'd be great to watch it on like a Netflix type show. I don't know. It's called Lots, looking over Tate's shoulder. It's there. You don't even need to like cycling. Check it out. Go to landgeek.com/lots. And you can actually see this is what it looks like to be a land investor. So it's in your head now. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. So now we're at that point in the podcast where I'm going to give the tip of the week. So there's a huge sigh of relief over in the Mimi Schmidt's corner. And I'm really excited about this tip of the week. But before I give the tip of the week, I just want to give a shout out to our sponsor. And this week's sponsor is Flight School. Learn how the next 16 weeks can literally transform your life. Start building that passive income machine. Start doing deals. Go up that mountain of land investing with Scott Todd, who's done it thousands of times, quickly, safely, and efficiently. Learn more. Go to thelandgeek.com/training. Schedule a call with the Zen Master, Mike Zaino, or Nightcap OG, Dude Buddy, Scott Bossman. Learn more. Thelandgeek.com/training. So my tip of the week is from Toncha Hawkinson in Minnesota. So Toncha has a lot of experience with working with nonprofits and other groups, schools with merchandise, raising money through T-shirts and what have you, and then giving it to a nonprofit. Our nonprofit is balltoall.org. It gives soccer balls to kids in impoverished areas so they don't get in trouble. And they're indestructible. So $10 gets you an indestructible soccer ball. A portion of the proceeds will go to Ball to All. So before boot camp, get your Land Geek merch. So I have the link here. It's Land Geek Merch 20, number 20, landgeekmerch20.itemorder.com/sale. I know you all have it memorized, but if you don't, we're going to have a link to it. And it's very, very important that we have at least 101 T-shirts sold prior to boot camp. Very, very important. So when you do go ahead and make your order, and the shirts are going to be high quality, they're going to say things like grit, Mind the Dip, Boot Camp, and then there's a special Mike Zaino shirt, which I think will be the biggest seller. So go in there, but it's very important that you email us and say, you know, just got the shirt or 5 shirts or 20 shirts or whatever, because we have to sell at least 101 of them. It's very, very important. Mike Zaino, why is that number so important?
I never accepted because I just believe that these are going to be very popular, and someone else may have questioned my belief. And so I said, well, we're easily going to be 100 of these gone. And I don't know. I don't know how far we want to dig into this right now.
Oh, whoa, wait a minute.
Oh, Scott, hey.
Mark, you missed it though. You're off.
What
Your
I miss?
numbers are way off.
Why?
You see, the deal was 100 of the Mike Zaino shirts were going to sell. That's what Mike Zaino said. He said over or under that he would sell 100 of his shirt. And everybody on this call basically said, we'll take the under. So it's not about 101 shirts being sold, Mark. It's about 101 Mike Zaino shirts being sold. And like literally what we also said was that there needed to be a normal distribution. So if we saw one person go in and buy like 100, the bet was off.
Oh,
So-
I see. So Laura can't just go in and be like,
No.
What's the maximum one person
No,
can
we
buy?
said
People
a
might love
normal
these.
distribution.
yeah, oh, so Eric's saying the normal purchase quantity is 1.
There you go. Yeah, maybe
How many
1.1.
t-shirts can you
wouldn't
wear
have
at
that.
once?
You've never bought one for a friend, like a shirt? You like a shirt, you buy them for your
Whole
friends because you
family?
think it's a
What-
great shirt?
1.1.
For Christmas. It's a perfect Christmas gift.
Perfect.
Buy your whole
Perfect.
family one.
So let's
Whole
just
family.
see. We'll see.
There's
All
100
right.
guys in the fire department. Maybe they all want
So
one.
I'm still taking the under.
Yeah, they do, Mike.
Well, if it's on the Mike Zaino shirt, I'm going to take the under on that.
What?
We're all taking the under. Sorry,
Is
Mike.
everybody?
So Mike
Okay.
Zaino said that he was going to shave his head
I
if
did not say that.
100
Oh,
did not get sold.
this
He's
is
doing
You
a
guys are my
mohawk.
witness.
Don't forget it.
That is true.
It's not
Tate-
just a
True,
buzz cut.
Mike.
It's
It's
a
a-
mohawk.
It's a
Listen,
mohawk.
all right,
A mohawk.
I don't want
And
to
I think you should put in the Land Geek logo on the sides
Oh, yes.
Yeah, for boot camp.
for boot camp. So,
No,
Mike, it's free. 100 don't sell. You're getting a mohawk, the Land Geek logo on the sides of your head.
This is fantastic how Mike has like railroaded himself into this deal.
Well, he did select the terms, so I
He
mean,
said 100 we're going to sell.
I
He's a
never
big
agreed on the
boy.
bet, though. I never agreed on the bet. I was looking to negotiate the bet, and Scott Todd used his infinite power and wisdom to move the crowd against me.
It's rough. So,
This is
I want to
meta marketing.
I just want to take a minute and thank the listeners. I hope you're getting some entertainment, some value out of the Roundtable podcast. If you are, the best compliment you can give us is if you do us 3 little things. You got to subscribe, you got to rate, review the podcast, send a screenshot of that review to support@thelandgeek.com. We're going to send you for free the $97 wholetailing course, How to Double Your Money, 30 days or less. Please do that. So, Mike, it's official then, right? We got a good bet on the shirts. 100 is the over-under. He's shaking his head.
No comment at this time. I think we should move on to the next segment.
All right. Well, the next segment is we're just going to do this. Are we all ready? Are we good? Any final thoughts on LinkedIn? Mimi says no.
You won't find Mike's shirts on LinkedIn, that's for sure. You might find them on eBay after Laura buys 100 of them.
Wow. Boy, when
They
Scott
should be
Todd
called the
cuts-
Scott Todd shirts, though. In all reality, this is the power of mentorship. This is the Scott Todd shirt. We may have to reframe that on the site.
Oh boy.
Maybe, you know what? Let's
Stallion.
email Tonsha, the Stallion.
Stallion.
Yeah, so everybody check out that link, please. So let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Let
Let
freedom
freedom
ring.
ring.
I think that was the best one ever.
I think so.
That
I think
was
if I speed
pretty
it up, it's
unified.
better. Tate's like, no.
Yeah, I was just
Everyone.
off.
Tate, what's going on with those Vegas Raiders? Are you a fan?
I saw we had our first home game yesterday. I think we won it. I'm not a football guy myself, but the stadium's pretty amazing. I've driven by it a handful of times. It is awesome.
Okay, cool. How is the Vegas economy?
It's hurting right now. I think we got some dark months coming up for us. I think a lot of the casinos are letting people go or laying them off, which is just going to be, I mean, it's to be expected, unfortunately. Just nobody's in town, right? Nobody's coming. So the economy it's struggling.
Yeah, you know when the best time to plant a tree is? 20 years ago. You know the second best time to plant a tree is?
Right now?
Today. So, if you've got a job, now is the time to start getting that passive income so that if something does happen like this, you're protected. And, it's why it's so important to do that. For sure. I stole that from my Peloton instructor, Dennis Morton.
Ooh.
Come back on
You know
Peloton
who
now.
you know who Tate is rooting for, don't you?
Who?
Don't say it, Scott.
He's rooting for the
Don't
Tampa
say
Bay
it.
Lightning.
You know,
He
actually,
is.
Scott, I am, because I want you guys to get it out of your system so you stop being so good every year. That's what I really want.
No, we already won one. We're going for number
I know.
two.
I know. I just want you to get it out of your system because you guys want
So you
it
think we'll
bad.
take the foot off the gas?
I hope so, like you did last year when you choked the first round of
Yeah,
playoff.
well,
But
ask the Knights how they choked this year.
Is this hockey?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not-
no,
Eric,
but I think you guys look good. You guys look really good.
Yeah.
Eric,
Then
is
we
it
got-
sports in Tennessee, or is it just baby back rib eating contests?
We have the
boy.
Tennessee Titans.
Are they still a team?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
Oh boy.
Well,
I mean, you got the Washington team now.
We were talking about that today. Somebody, is it the Washington Club? Is it the Washington team? It's just too complicated.
Yeah.
The Redskins.
But
The
yeah,
Washington
okay.
team. What the heck is that?
It's just a weird time right now watching sports.
Yeah, but you know what I heard yesterday? There's more bets than ever. This past month, there have been more sporting bets than ever before, which was shocking to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder why that is.
I don't know, maybe because people can't go observe. I don't know.
Interesting. Very interesting. Tate, did you know about that?
I kind of had a hunch just because I've been hearing a lot of, people talking about it. I know the casinos that are doing well have sports betting options, right? And if you're a resident in the state of Nevada, you can bet from your mobile device, which is kind of new and cool, but they were saying they're absolutely killing it. Tons of traffic. I think people are looking forward to watching something. They're bored and they're looking for outlets, and so sports are taking a big chunk of people's attentions.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, during COVID, I think this is, for me, the most entertaining thing I do all week.
Yeah.
For sure. Or certainly with the most people at one time. I don't know about you guys.
Yep.
I mean, are you guys getting together with big groups? Mimi's no. Mike? Well, you have the fire department. That doesn't count. But other than that,
Not too big groups. No, but no.
no. Eric?
Well, we've had like sports games at school and stuff like that. And sometimes it feels like there's no COVID, like nobody's wearing masks and everybody's, near each other and different things. So that can feel kind of weird, but yeah, I've been to some of those.
Interesting. Tate, what about you?
No, I mean, we see my parents, but for the most part, not too big a groups. It'll be interesting to see what happens just nationwide with the holidays coming up with Thanksgiving and the year stuff. It'll be interesting to see how people handle it. I think a lot of people have got COVID fatigue, so we'll see.
Yeah, in Scott Todd's neighborhood, he's like an extra on the set of Cocoon. He's so young. Like, look at our young whippersnapper.
What are you talking about?
What's he doing leaving the house? They're like throwing things at him.
I live in a young neighborhood, man.
For
What are you
Florida,
talking
it
about?
is. That's
What?
Florida. That's Florida young. That's not like real life young.
No. There's a certain portion of the state where the older people live. The rest of it is a normal age distribution.
What a great 80s
Come on,
reference.
man.
Cocoon.
Yeah, I know.
Please, Mark.
Mike, you and I are the only ones who are to get that. Everybody else is like too young.
I got it. I know what you're talking about.
Tate has no idea. He's on IMDb
I mean, Mark.
I'm gonna watch
I'm looking
that
at
again.
it.
I'm gonna watch it again. That's a great movie.
It was Steve Gutenberg is great in that movie.
Yeah.
Eric, have you heard of Cocoon?
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen it though, but I've done
1985. Whoa.
85 reference. Mimi, have you heard of the movie Cocoon?
I don't remember movie names.
Okay,
It was great.
I saw it. I don't remember.
that's okay. It's probably
That's
just
worth
a
watching
long
again right there.
I don't know.
Yeah.
This doesn't look that good.
Any movie with Wilford Brimley
Wait a
is an
minute.
instant classic.
Tate's like, the world existed in 1985?
Let me
Seriously?
I just Googled it. Let me just show you what popped up when I Googled it, the image associated with this movie. And you tell me if you would watch this in today's world.
Well, we
Here it
did
is.
watch the movie in
I'm
1985.
just saying, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this was probably one of the first color movies on your VHS or whatever.
What?
So look at the image that pops up. You tell
VHS,
me.
we didn't have VHS back then. We had Beta, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you watch
Brian-
this?
A young
No.
Brian Dennehy. I would definitely look at those special effects in the 80s. Oh, it's pretty good.
Casper looks more exciting than this. This is no, guys, no.
Tate,
Great
have you?
film.
Oh yeah, Tate, have you ever heard? Have you ever heard of? Let's see, Kramer versus Kramer.
Seinfeld? I don't know.
Oh,
Paper
no.
The Paper Chase.
Oh, it's a good.
That's a
I have
great-
no
these
idea.
Are,
what
these
you're
are
talking
classics. These are classics, Tate.
War Games.
I'm sure he's heard
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack, yeah, I've seen that one. That one's hilarious.
Yeah.
That one is good.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good one.
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast
Yeah,
Club.
I've seen that one.
Ron.
Tron? I
Seen the
don't
new
think I've
one.
ever. I've seen the new one. That was on
E.T.
rad.
Seen E.T.
Yeah,
E.T. Yeah, he's gonna see E.T.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Future.
okay. Back to the Future was
Star
cool.
Wars. You've seen all the Star Wars, probably.
Star Wars was good. Yeah,
Top Gun.
seen that. Loved that.
Iron Eagle.
No.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Is that Val
Oh.
Kilmer? Is that Val Kilmer?
No. Danny
That's Louis,
Glover.
Louis Gossett Jr.'s in that, right?
Yeah, that's it. Louis Gossett Jr.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an oldie. How about An Officer and a Gentleman?
Wow.
Ooh.
He won an Oscar for that, I believe, or he was up for an Oscar.
No
All right,
dice on
Tate.
that
How
one.
about this one? Any Which Way But Loose.
Oh, classic.
No.
Any which way you can.
Right turn, Clyde.
How about Footloose?
Footloose. I mean, has anybody ever really seen the whole movie on that? Like, I've seen pieces of it.
Not the remake.
Captain Bacon.
Yeah, I've seen like sliding down the room or whatever in his socks, and I've seen that. Isn't that
Wait,
Footloose?
no.
That's risky
Oh, that's
business.
risky business.
You
Ah.
got the movie wrong.
Isn't he getting pizza or something, and he slides across the room?
That's
and he gets
risky
pizza?
Risky
business.
business.
Guess I haven't seen Footloose then either.
All right. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Come on.
Yes, I have seen that one. Yeah. Couldn't tell you what it's about, but I remember it.
What?
Just picking
Listen,
movies that just
Mark, I think
really
what we
weren't
need to do.
influential.
I think not influential. What? Mark, here's what we got to do. I think what we need to do is next week we should all come up with like a movie quote and see if Tate can guess the movie.
Yeah, but it can't be some like weird, random movie like Kramer versus Kramer. I mean, listen, nobody's seen that. If you were born in the last 25 years, you've never heard of this movie.
That won Best Picture.
Doesn't mean anything to me.
Doesn't mean anything. There was no world before the 90s.
I mean, I have a hard time watching movies that were made like more than 10 years ago. Like,
They're slow. They're
much slow. It's like,
but they really had to act. They had to really act because it wasn't all the special effects. They had to really, really act.
Think about Caddyshack too. All the people.
If you say so, Mike. If you say so.
Wait, Mimi, what were you saying about Caddyshack?
Caddyshack, all the people look normal. If you go look at like the pool scene, it looks like regular people. They don't look all beautiful and with perfect old coiffs and figures. Normal.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, bring me your movie quotes. Yeah.
Okay.
The
Challenge
pre-steroid
accepted. We'll see you next week.
And if I guarantee I won't even get 15% of them correct. That's how confident I am in my lack of movie knowledge, especially from like the 60s and stuff. Yeah, no way I'm gonna see that movie.
60s. All right, this is a good stopping point. Good seeing everybody.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys. I'm gonna go get some Metamucil.